So this video is titled "The Disgusting Truth About Surveillance Sexually Targeting Everyone." I wanted to write "They are sexually targeting everyone," but I didn't have space. I'm going to try and make this video short. There is a lot to cover, so I won't have time to go into details about everything. I might make separate videos later. We shall see. I have to start off this video with a warning. If you do not want your life, your mind to be changed, the way you see things and what's going on here on Earth, I would advise that you change the channel. If you're just a book person, you believe what the news tells you, and you believe all the propaganda, this video is not for you. I would like to address this also to spiritual people, because they focus their attentions on like other people, when the real targets that they should be focusing their attention on getting rid of is the secret services and the secret societies. Now let me explain why. So let's get into the video. The secret services, more specifically, the secret societies, they sexually target like most people. We are considered to them like the world is like a lab, like a farm, and they just attack people, and they use people like stock. They use them and abuse them and pass them around. You might have heard this about celebrities, that they get used, abused, and passed around. They do the same to people. They do it spiritually. I'm not going to be able to go into the full detail of this, but I will say they use images of you to target you when they see you on. So this, I know this from first experience. So men, not always men, it could be women. When they see a woman they like, they imagine themselves sleeping with that person. That is a sexual targeting. That is a spiritual attack. So women who expose themselves, like who are trying to impress and expose themselves, yeah, it's not for everybody. That's all I would say. So let me go through my notes. I'll try and be as quick as possible. I don't want this video to be long, because I know it's going to take forever to load. There are spiritual STDs, because these secret societies, I know that there's two definitions. So there's the secret services and the secret societies. The secret services do indulge in sexually targeting people. So they find targets or people that they're monitoring, and they sexually abuse them spiritually. I just wanted to add here that I've just put this in the video, but they do it using technology. All the things I've talked about in terms of technology and how they can monitor us, and the signals and parasite technology and spiritual technology. They use these devices. They have very advanced machines that can track people, and they have like a 3D, 4D, I think it's called an exoskeleton, but it's like a rendition of you on all levels. And they use that to target the person. So they have your 3D, 4D, 5D image, and they use that to target you. And they also use it to constantly extract energy from you. This is one of the main reasons why they're doing it. Also because they're perverted, but a lot of it is done to extract energy from you. When you clean up your diet and become spiritually enlightened, you start to feel what is going on. But the majority of it is done by the secret societies. I watched a video many years ago where they actually marry young children. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm sure you can add it all up, and I want you to do your research on this topic yourself. There are sexually transmitted diseases that are spiritually sexually transmitted diseases. So if you see yourself always itching in your private areas, or you're always having like thrust or some sort of like I think it's PV or something, like as a woman, you can have like, urine infections and stuff like that. Sexually transmitted diseases. Sometimes they're not sexually transmitted, but they are spiritually transmitted, and that's because you're being used and abused by these men, and they're passing you around. It had happened to men as well. It's just more prevalent with women and children. They do it to children as well. I have a story about that, but I won't share it because it's quite private. But as a child, other people were aware of this thing happening. So that all I will say is that they do it to children especially as well. Women and children especially. Men can be victims of this as well. Men ogling women. If you see a guy whose eye is always roaming around different women, looking at, he's sexually abusing them with his mind. So when you expose, this is why the Muslims have it right. If you cover up, you are less exposed to these things. Not to say it will never happen to you, but when you cover up your body, you cover up your hair, your face, you are less exposed to these things. I did mention that they use your images to abuse you. So all the photos that you have up on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all those type of things, they can use those images. They will just keep an eye on your social media content. This is secret services, and also the secret societies. They're all combined. They work together. They're in unison. They use your images that you have on social media to abuse you. And they always keep track of all of your updates, all of your internet activity. Your phones monitor you. They monitor what you're saying. Everything is monitored. Your partner was probably arranged for you. They knew about, not the person specifically, but the handlers that deal with them, the agents that deal with them, knew about you before you even became aligned. They set most people you come into contact with have, it has been set up. That most of the instances of you meeting a random person or having this encounter, most of them are set up. So that's all I would say. Pretty women, if you're very pretty and you're a very handsome man, you probably have it worse than most others. There are instances where there are handlers who are dealing on your case who will protect you. So that can be the case. I don't know how common that is, but it is a possibility. But a lot of them they just pass people around. So that's what I would say about that. It's worse if you're a woman and a child because they abuse people. There are lots of pedophiles in their it's part of their arrangements. It's part of what they do. They target you from a very, very young age. There's things like, if you love fashion and stuff like that, that's great. But I love fashion, but I know I have to dial it back because I don't want to get the attention of these people. But I'm not going to go into too much personal details with my rest of my videos. I'm going to try and keep it about the topic itself. You have no privacy. If you think you have privacy, you're under an illusion. The people you thought were mad, who talked about like how the surveillance is doing this, that they were telling you the truth. This is a wake-up call if you didn't believe them before, because this is actually happening. Do your research about Neuralink that Elon Musk is doing and how they're able to connect people to things, all that stuff. If you don't believe it at this point, you are the crazy person. So like I said, I'm trying to get through this as fast as possible, so do excuse me. Most of these people are part of the Freemasons and other secret societies that we're not aware of, and they attack and sexually target people. There is so much more here to talk about. I might make another video instead of saying it all here. So I'll do a part 2. I don't want to make this video long. So much more to talk about. I want to talk about solutions before I move on, and I'll repeat this in the next video that I do post about this. You know who you have spiritual powers. You have spiritual I think gifts. I don't know how to describe it, but like, you're powerful spiritually. You have like dominance over your body, your life, your spirit, and it can affect their technology. So your spiritual inclinations, your prayers can affect their technology. I've seen this happen. So what I would say to you is, now it is the secret services, secret societies, AI, and also I've had this suspicion, but ghosts as well. I'm not going to go into it now, maybe in another video, but ghosts as well, but they're not as effective. The most people who are doing it are secret societies. The sexual targeting is done mostly by the secret societies, and then the kind of like using your body to like access things and see through your eyes and all that type of stuff is done by the secret services. So secret societies are sexually attacking you. Secret services are using you, but they're also sexually attacking you. So you know who your enemy is. You just have to use all of your powers in terms of your spiritual. If you're a spiritual person, you know what to do, but you call them out. Call them out from your body, call them out from your mind, constantly call them out. If you're a prayerful person, if you're a religious person, constantly pray on removing them from your body, from your lives, and from your family's lives. And we all have to do this because it's a group work that we need to do together. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. I'll see you later. Bye.